TSG, this is Ben. Today we're going to talk about the Krump again, specifically the Krump against the flats. Our last video we talked about Krump against the nimble crooked cut, and we talked about some of the Schrankfoot details and a few of the other things particular about what the Krump is. And we're not going to go into that in depth here. I think the Krump against the flats is very similar to the nimble crooked cut, except that you're just kind of doing a slightly different application of it. So I don't think it's vastly that different. But let's get into it. So when we talked about the nimble crooked cut, we were clear. We talked about how most cases in the nimble crooked cut you see this offline footwork, this nimble footwork where you're leaping out as you cut. In some of the text, I think all the text, but I can't say that for certainty, you don't see footwork mentioned at all in the portion of the text that talks about cutting to the flats. So there's a couple reasons for that. There's a couple potential reasons for that. One of those might be that you've already described it. I don't need to tell you again, which is kind of what we've assumed for years. I take it that he's telling you that because you don't need to step this time. Whereas it's essential to be in the nimble crooked cut, the nimble Krump, it's essential for you to use those feet to nimbly manage distance. It's not essential, I think, in the cuts to the flat. There's some obsession about what it means to cut to the flat, and I think, again, from my point of view, that's not a healthy obsession. That it's okay to debate that to some degree, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference. So what we are doing is, I'm assuming in this case, my assumption of the context that we're dealing with is that now I am in a Krump-like position where I'm in a Krump-like position where I need to use a quick cut to defend myself. And the nice thing about this is we have a lot of tools to defend, like in a moment, right? We have an Zettel, which we can do if we're prepared for. We have a Zordord, which we can do. We can just basically passively parry, though that's not our best option, right? All those are fine. They do take some body dynamic. And the nice thing about the Krump is being, the way I look at the Krump, being much more wrist. I'm sacrificing some of the normal body structure that I use to change that to a wrist cut for certain tactical reasons. And for me, one of those tactical reasons is that I can very quickly get just a deflecting blow with the cut without having to engage all of my core with this. So if I am in a position here, and let's say that I just get caught off guard and I need to defend real quick, I could. Maybe I don't have the positioning to get into a Zornhau, or maybe my hands are not in a strong, kind of solid place that I've kind of done something before, some sort of action, and now I am maybe slightly closer than I expected to be. I've made a mistake. My tip might be offline, might be somewhere else, and I'm like, oh crap, now cut's coming at me, and I just need to get it out of my face. Krump works really well. So if I'm thinking here, I'm just going to kind of be doing mostly a wrist action sweep to kind of get that out of my face and to weaken the cut enough that I can recover from whatever it is I'm doing. Or to follow up, of course, because that's what we see in the text. So if I'm down in a Schrankfoot, or I'm up here, or I'm literally anywhere, and I can bind against that through with my crossed arms to kind of create that deflection. Again, going general, instead of going about all the little specifics of some of these things and the nuances in the text, we're looking at this right now with this video series, basically general body movements, that kind of thing. So why Krump? Well, for me, that wrist is just, as a wrist cut, it's very quick and snappy. So I can be here and I can just snap, really quickly knock that blade offline. For me, what makes this work is me rising actually to the point where I am making contact on my strong. So they are making contact on my strong. So I'm basically, wherever hand position I'm in, I'm coming up to here for the contact and then continuing that deflection offside to weaken their blade. So it can be here, anywhere. Maybe I've committed them out and I'm bringing that sword up, contact, and snapping it over almost in one motion. The main key being is I'm not trying, for me, the way I like to do it, I'm not trying to completely time my cut to sweep them offline, which if you've tried, you know sometimes you miss time and get hit, or miss time and whiff it or something. For me, it just makes way more sense to kind of making contact in the defensive position first, and then continuing with that sweeping action after that. That makes sense. Again, feet don't have to move with this, so I could be here, and I could just be, boom, or there, just deflecting or either side, just to get that tip out of the way. Now, there's two versions, so let's talk about follow-up a little bit. kind of two ways I like to do this. One is more of just a snap to the center. So I'm going to kind of cut and just snap here to deflect and still keeping somewhat control in the center. And then from there, I'm probably going to wind back, snap into something. The text says wind your short edge against for a thrust, or to come back up with a cut from the short edge. So in that particular case, I might be here. I might have done my cut, and then I'm back. So it's very quick, very tight, and just kind of defense cut with it. I'm doing a nice sweep up through the neck is what I'm imagining in this. Boom, and then sweep back through the head. And follow a cut on that. So, cut, cut. Again, this is wrist, wrist. You want to engage the body after that, fine. The other version I like is more of a sweeping flow through. Requires a little more timing, but from this, instead of me just snapping out to here, deflecting, to wind my blade in, I'm going to sweep through and roll into a short edge cut. So I'd be here, cut through, cut. So for me, it's cut through. I'll cut into my cross arm position, letting my arms roll back. And then as I do, I'm going to uncross into a short edge. And the deflection part of this, to me, is without body, and then the short edge I do with the step. So you likewise could go boom, short edge, thrust, wind that short edge in, cut. All I'm doing with that wind to a thrust is I'm rolling into that thumb grip to flug, extended flug or an ox, and then finishing that thrust in. Again, I think this helps if you unchain the feet from the hands. Moving toward a wrist cut that lets you do that a little bit more. All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody.